60 years
I
ago.
agree with that.
You
Normatively, you're winning
okay.
the argument.
All right. So I believe that when we talk about public education, it shouldn't be first grade through 12th. It should be through college. Okay? I believe that public colleges and universities, not the University of Chicago, sorry guys, but public colleges and universities should be tuition free so that every kid in this country, look, I grew up in a family that did not have a lot of money. My parents never went to college. I want every kid in this country who has the ability to do so to go to college. Now, I also want to deal with an issue you guys are worried about, is student debt. Is that true? Yeah. All right. We got millions of people really being crushed with student debt. My idea is to merge the two. Okay? Now, you're asking me, how do I pay for it? I'll tell you how I pay for it.
I haven't asked that. I've asked you, how do you pass it through the Senate?
Wait a second.
How do you get 60 votes for any of this?
We are going to pay for it through a tax on Wall Street
Who's going to pass that tax?
The American people.
The Senate's going to pass that?
Chris, you and I look at the world differently. You look at it inside the Beltway. I'm not an inside the Beltway guy. I am an outside the Beltway guy.
But the people that vote on taxes are inside the Beltway.
And those people are going to vote the right way when millions of people demand that they vote the right way. On this issue, I have no doubt that as President of the United States, I can rally young people and their parents to say that if Germany does it, Scandinavia does it, countries around the world do it, we can do it. And yes, we bailed out Wall Street. It is Wall Street's time to help the middle class.
The next Senate leader, Democratic leader, is probably Chuck Schumer of New York. Can you deliver his vote tonight? Can you tell me one senator is going to follow you for these proposals? They're all good, decent proposals. In fact, they're moral proposals.
Chuck,
tell me the votes.
Yeah,
Who's going to vote with you?
Very well.
Is he going to vote with you?
Well, call him up. I don't know.
Well, you give us one vote. You say I will give you 6 passes, and you can't give me one vote.
I didn't say
your vote, but you won't be in the Senate anymore.
Chris, I didn't say I couldn't give you one vote. Look, what you're not catching on, I have to say this respectfully. All right? You're a nice guy. You're missing the point. All right? You're missing the point. If you look at politics today as a zero-sum total, if you're looking at 63% of the American people not voting, 80% of young people not voting, billionaires buying elections, you're right. I'm not looking at that world.
How's that going to change the day you're in office? You won't have a Supreme Court on your side.
What I will have is millions of people demanding...
You need 60 votes to get a Supreme Court nominee. Well, no, we're starting at the very point of can you do what you say you're going to do?
Yes, damn right, I can do what I say.
How are you going to do it? What have you done like this? Have you ever done anything like this? Have you ever gotten 60 votes? Have you ever gotten 60 votes for anything in the Senate?
Yeah, actually, we have.
What was it?
My veterans bill, the comprehensive veterans bill, the strongest veterans bill passed in many, many years. But that's as a senator. Now I am, hopefully, the President of the United States, and we have the bully pulpit. So the difference that you and I have...
So's Obama.
The difference that you and I have is you're looking at politics in the way it is today. What I am trying to do is not just pass legislation. I'm trying to change the face of American politics, getting working people to stand up and fight for their rights. And I think when we talk about issues like creating millions of jobs, rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure, you tell me...
With all this, look, suppose you propose all this legislation and nothing happens. Do you just sit in office for 4 years?
I suspect not.
Well, what would you do? Suppose they say no.
First of all,
you assume everything's going to change. 1 million people are not going to stay outside your window for 4 years. They're not going to be out the window. They may come once.
Well, you are assuming, and this is the difference between our views, you are assuming, that the American people are not going to be engaged in the political process. I think by definition.
No, I'm watching the turnout figures this year. Not going up.
Wait a minute.
Not on the Democratic side.
Look, first of all, let's jump into that. Barack Obama in 2008 ran, in my view, one of the great campaigns in the history of the United States of America. You and nobody else has ever heard me say that, we're going to run a better campaign than he did. It was a brilliant campaign. But this is what I will tell you, Chris. When I started this campaign, I was at 3% in the polls. In the last 10 days, there have been 4 national polls that I've seen. 3 of them had me in the lead, 1, 2 points down. We have come a long, long way. In terms of voter turnout, no. The voter turnout was not what Obama did in 2008. And by the way, though, in that election, to talk about little politics, you had John Edwards, you had other candidates in there bringing in votes. The voter turnout actually in Iowa was strong, in New Hampshire very strong, in Nevada not strong, which is why we lost. So our job is, in fact, to make sure that these young people come out, working class people come out to vote.
Is everybody here going to vote? Yeah! Okay, thank you. We'll be right back with some questions from the audience right here. at the University of Chicago's Institute